let's get into Diggs and let's go.
I like what you've done with the place.
Diggs are a little snug.
This is a monster human on the mound.
And when they traded me, they took a piece of my soul with them.
This blanket needs to be washed.
Can we dive in on how good he's been? He's a tinkerer. I was not.
How far'd you get?
JD, I need you to zip it.
Do it.
Wait, bring up the board. Can I get a little
Confidence.
mood lighting? This is ride or die for me.
I call space.
Oh,
Hanging out.
bring it to the Diggs.
DeRo requested an extra plant. We're very
If
homey.
I had Peeve in the Diggs, we'd have problems.
I like that your University
even
of
the Diggs is
Pennsylvania
not good.
blanket, it just ties the room together. It's great.
Yeah, I actually had this.
Why are there? Did you
Oh,
have
I
a
did.
dog?
I don't know what happened there.
Stains on.
Don't put one of those lights on this thing. I know that.
A UV light?
That'd be bad.
Oh, that would really be
Woo.
bad. Oh,
Hey,
oh.
there was so much going on this weekend. I was checking out Lauren with the March Madness. There was so much baseball on. My kid had games, but I like to peruse the league.
Yeah, let's do it.
Love it.
All right? Gives us a chance to lock in on everything. Did anybody focus on that little set between the Giants and the Cincinnati Reds?
It kind of
Keep that right there, because Robbie Ray's going a little different. He's not going as tight a pants as I would like to see him in Toronto. I mean, he was leaving nothing to the imagination. And now it seems like
They're
the guys
shorter.
guys are trying to show
little ankle.
a little inch. I don't know what that is. I digress. He's still got gun, and he was on fire.
Among Us,
The
right?
Giants coming out of spring training are a very interesting team to me. It's just their division is so stacked.
Yeah.
And he was working on a changeup, Robert, that he learned the grip from Tarek Skubal.
Oh, I
and
like
in
that.
spring training, he was throwing it a ton. He didn't need it against the Reds. He was dominant with his heater. He kind of got tired. Pause this real quick. And gave up a couple home runs there in the 5th or 6th inning, and then they took him out. I want to go back. This lit me up. This is the type of stuff I love. Justin goes out on the mound on Saturday. First inning. Listen, Justin Verlander's one of the. Can you close up somewhere on me? Justin Verlander's one of those guys. I'm not kidding you, Pete. When it would be like 1-0, 2-0, and we'd be playing Detroit, and I'm hitting, the catcher maybe put down a slider, and he would literally look and go, like, I'm throwing this dude a heater. His best bolt's a knock the other way. I'm not wasting my time. And then he would literally give you a heater. Now, he's pitching at 40 years old.
42.
42. Ellie De La Cruz, first at bat. Take this in. He knows what he needs to do to win games.
Because the 5th button, I love it.
It's unbelievable.
I love it.
He goes paint,
Love it.
pellet away.
No shirt underneath.
Dirty changeup. Dirty changeup that he spits on. 2-1.
Can't get
This
that
is
look.
the first inning. He's emptying the bucket to Ellie De La Cruz. 3-1. Now pause this. 3-2, you're Ellie De La Cruz in the first inning. What do you think you're getting?
Off speed.
I know what he's getting. No, you should get a heater.
should
in this
get a heater.
situation because it's 0-0. in the
Solo
bottom.
shot won't beat us.
That's right. But I know what's coming here, and you're exactly right. I think this goes to when
It's
you're
like
getting older. When you were younger.
Meanie.
Exactly. But when you're older, more cerebral,
I know.
and you understand your stuff is not quite playing.
Watch this. Backdoor breaking ball. Now, Ellie walks back to the dugout going, what the heck is he going to throw me my second AP? So he's going to give them a chance.
And after the game at 42, he's still talking about things he's working on. Imagine.
They're
after all these
an
years and all this success.
interesting team, and I could literally watch Matt Chapman play third base.
Why? What is it about
all
him?
day
You
long.
love him.
He gets everything.
I just like, he's got a feel for the position. He's got a bazooka arm. Watch this play.
Oh, play with it.
He makes this look
Look at
easy.
that.
And then in the 8th inning of yesterday's game, who does this? Tag. And what's the base runner doing? Stop running into outs, people.
The Reds did that a couple times during this series.
Yeah, what is that move? But for him to be savvy enough, most guys panic in that position. They just take the out. He sees it. I love watching.
Matt Chapman is as fun of a player to watch. When Buster Posey gives out those type of contracts,
Yeah.
you know they're for a reason. You know it's because his eye likes it. I trust Buster, Matt Chapman.
Giants in Houston tonight, beginning a series against the Astros.
I'm going to stay in the Bay.
Let's do it. Well, Bay adjacent.
We're going to go to Seattle.
Okay.
But we're going to talk about the
The Athletics. Great uniform,
Hey,
by the
their
way.
starting rotation, they split this series with Seattle. They could have won every game. This backdoor breaking ball went viral to Rowdy
I
Velez.
mean,
Watch this pitch right here. Whoops. Look at him, how fired up. And the yellow jerseys are awesome. And then, game 2, Jeffrey Springs, who they acquired in a trade with Tampa that kind of went not talked about. And this is a guy who was on a nice deal for the Rays. They actually
Oh, he was doing this in Tampa Bay prior to getting hurt. Jeffrey, that changeup right there is a A+ pitch.
He went out and gave him a chance. Bido's got big stuff. You see right here, take a look at Jeffrey Springs. So the A's they're interesting because they got young talent in the lineup.
A 2.36 ERA since the start of 2022, lowest ERA in Major League Baseball, minimum 30-plus game
I
start.
think it was widely discussed on this network that the Athletics were a team that it would not shock a lot of people if they found a way to be either challenging for a postseason spot or maybe even get in.
How about their middle infield?
Does that take a while to adjust when rookies up the middle?
No,
I know Bobby
Jacob
Cox
Wilson.
wouldn't go with it.
But right here, Jacob Wilson, listen, we
rakes.
both played against his dad for years.
He hits, man.
This kid can hit.
He plays defense like his dad, and he
Hey.
hits a little bit more than his dad. And
He
Jack,
hits a little bit more than his dad. I don't know if
play
he
with
hits
it.
like his daddy.
you know what? You got a great call there. Jack Wilson was as good a defensive shortstop as I've seen, but he's going to hit.
And then at second base, first rounder from 2021 out of high school, Max Muncy, who shares the same birthday with the Dodgers, Max Muncy. He went bridge. So you got two rookies up the middle. You got Lawrence Butler, Brent Rooker, Langoliers, Blade,
Did you see
a pitching
Soderstrom?
staff. Cots
Soderstrom.
might have something here.
Yeah.
They do. You're all over it. Mark Kotsay was with him in spring training a little bit. He loves that club.
I hate that picture, by the way.
That was a whiff, whoever decided that. I remember that was
That's
10 years
power
ago.
call.
Okay, Marlins, 3 walk-off wins to start the season. Wow. Let's get into it. Look at my man Kyle Stowers, little double down the line.
It's a nice
and then, what's this guy's name, Robert? Dane Meyer.
Dane Myers.
I told him on the interview he's got to make second base. That would have
I
been the
agree.
third double of the night, but staying inside the ball.
Stay in the fight, David Bednar. Stay in the fight. It's a long season.
Right. Don't think twice about that, David. That's just a spiked pitch that happens to all of us.
Watch Griffin Kona. If you don't believe in the baseball
Oh, look
gods,
at that.
And then, after robbing a homer on Saturday, his dad goes into the Marlins Hall of Fame on Sunday, and he goes yickety opposite field. And I wanted to give the Marlins some run for the three walk-off wins. I wanted to give Griffin Conine some run because this is a guy who's grinded it out in the minor leagues and is getting a chance at 27 years old. But I wanted to give Jeff Conine some love because coming up in the NL East, playing against him with the Marlins, and then he was with the Reds. This guy's a 2-time World Series champ. He's a 1995 All-Star Game MVP, and he was like a fatherly presence when I got on first base early in my career. He would like talk to me like a little boy, and I loved it.
Does everyone talk at first?
Give me some more. Give me a little bit more.
I'll give you a little bit more on that. So I was frustrated with a certain manager. For whatever reason, I hit a bullet up the chute my first at bat, and I'm running to first, and I got choice words in my head, you know, like I'm like,
And he thought I was saying it to him.
So when I got on first base, I'm taking off my batting gloves. He looks at me, he goes, "There's no chance you were saying that." like it was like, you know, checking me constantly. I loved it. Who didn't talk at first base? There was only one, Darren Erstad.
Oh, as intense as anybody.
He didn't say a word to you.
Love Erskine.
Okay.
And I was kind of a chit chatter, so. I
Marlins
get it.
hosting the Mets tonight.
I want your take on. Do we have sound?
I
here,
love the
Devin?
Marlins and the Pirates both running the bases like banshees. That was the one thing that stood out to me. It was some sloppy baseball, but they're both going to
Finding
need
edge,
offense.
right?
They're both going to need offense. You've got to get creative. You've got to run the
Yeah.
bases. With the new rules,
Yeah.
you've got to push the envelope. Both teams were doing that.
Knowing you were coming on a show today, I want to throw to some sound with Max Scherzer over the weekend about his stuff. Take a listen.
This is 100% related to the thumb. My shoulder, everything's compensating because of that thumb. The thumb is slightly better. It's getting slightly better, but I still have discomfort in there. Even though I was able to grip the ball maybe a little bit better today, I still have discomfort in my thumb, and my arm is making adjustments because of that, and that's just a recipe. That's a recipe for disaster. And so, fortunately, I recognized what was going on here, that it was actually in my lat, that my lat was picking up too much of the slack, and I had to come out of the game because of it.
I mean, this guy's been, he's a future Hall of Famer, no question about it. He's been a Bulldog his entire career. He's obviously very cerebral. My question to you is, he thinks this thumb is like...
This is absolutely accurate. I know some people are going to go, oh, is Max a doctor? And some people are saying, oh, does he really know? This is 100% accurate. And how I know this, I tore my lat. I tore it off the bone.
I remember
exactly.
that. White Sox,
You're
right?
talking Kerry Wood. You're talking Flash Gordon, Roy Halladay, ended their careers tearing their lat. This is something that we dealt with. But what ended up happening to me, I had an ankle injury. It moved my arm. I didn't understand it, but I wasn't dropping and driving. My arm come up a little bit. Before I know it, my lat was compensating. Your lat is a decelerator. And what I do know about the lat is when anything changes and you are compensating in any way, it's the first one to take on the load and end up being hurt. So I think Max is all over it and understands his body. Look at his age. He understands it. You got to get him right. If these guys have any chance, it's hard enough to pitch in the big leagues.
Yeah.
At any age. At his age, with his stuff, he's got to be 100% healthy, and then he can contribute.
I want to hear from the panel. Our esteemed panel is Jake Peavy and Tom Verducci. Jake, I want you to know the expression, damn the torpedoes, full speed ahead. You know that's from?
Absolutely. The Mobile, Alabama, in the Bay of Mobile.
That's right.
I'm going to have a festival one day called Jam the Torpedo.
That's his turf. Nice. His home turf. It's the Battle of Mobile Bay. Admiral Farragut said that at the time. Yes.
Love it.
Right in your home. He's from Mobile, Alabama.
Not also George Thorogood?
That's right.
That's right. Tom Petty, I think. Tom Petty did damn the torpedoes. Jake, give me your big picture thoughts. Torpedo bats, go.
No, I like it. You can't help it like this. When you hear DeRo's go, gosh, I wish this would have been around. And to me, I thought Aaron Boone did a nice job of, we all have kind of been around golf and seen what that looks like and getting fitted for your clubs directly to your swing and to your goals. Like you were talking about. So, look, it's innovation. This stuff's happening all over the game. This has been one of those innovations that you've seen a transition made that's certainly seemingly paying big dividends.
Yeah, I like your analogy, the golf driver, because, you know, there's not one best mousetrap to build a better mousetrap, right? How many drivers are out there?
Playing with shafts and sweet spots.
They fit the golfer, right? And I think the same with bats. Listen, we saw innovations in bats. We saw that hockey puck style counterweight at the bottom of the bat. We saw the axe handle bat. I mean, this is just another version, the next iteration of what bats are. I'm not sure it's the placebo for everybody, right? As you mentioned, only nine of the 15 home runs were hit with this bat. Aaron Judge did not. From what I understand, a lot of these bats now are birch, the ones that are the torpedo style. That's a lighter, less dense bat where you get more whip. There's actually a trampoline effect because the wood actually gives a little more. The maple bats are much harder.
Right,
so if I'm a power hitter like Aaron Judge, I want the densest, hardest wood, and I'm going to stick with maple.
Right.
Whereas if I'm Anthony Volpe, and I think the two-seamer has really changed this. You mentioned this. The two-seamer running in, same-sided pitcher to right-handed pitcher, right-handed hitter. That pitch running in, a lot of guys getting jammed. That pitch is really coming back in the last couple of years. How do I get my barrel out there? I'm going to literally move my barrel closer to me.
Go ahead, Jake.
I think this adds so much value to the hitter because if you can hit the ball down on the label, means you can let the ball. Nobody wants to get jammed, but good hitters get jammed because they let the ball travel. This allows you to let the ball travel, hit it on the label. I think it's a big advantage here.
It made me think, Tom, something that we've talked about an awful lot. You've said this a lot on this show, that over the last X amount of years, whatever it is, 8 years, 10 years, most of the technological advances have been in favor of the pitcher. Right. Now it seems there's one, because I've heard there's some consternation out there that, what are they doing? These are making bad hitters good. This seems to be something, especially in the cutter world, in the two-seamer world, right, that this is something where now it has swung back to the batter. Is the whole industry good with this?
Absolutely. These are legal bats, and I think you're going to see – baseball, to me, changes so much faster than it used to, partly because of technology and the availability of it. And I think – I'm not sure this is going to be – you're going to see all 30 teams and all 750 players using this style of bat. It'll fit some guys. From what I heard, Giancarlo Stanton, remember, he has the 2 elbow injuries. He made what he called bat adjustments last year. If you look at it in the postseason, he's swinging one of these torpedo-style bats. Maybe that's not the right thing for him. I don't know. I'm going to say it's.
He also cut his strikeouts in half and was slugging 700.
And
right? So
his bat speed went up.
Yeah. It was already number one in the game.
That's the other thing, Brian. We now have measurables. We don't have to trust our eyes to how fast you're swinging the bat, where you're hitting the bat. All these things now we know empirically. We have the evidence, and that's driving innovation.
This is so closely studied, and again, from every major league player that I know, again, not you, Jake, because you're not a hitter, but these guys basically sleep with their bats, right? There's the stories of Ted Williams knowing that this is a half ounce off, or like knowing their bats. I'm just puzzled that there wasn't an innovation like Heine Groh in 1917 who said, I'm going to use a bottle bat. You know what I'm saying?
That bat looked like it was cheating back then.
I'm not sure that would be legal today.
No wonder he was leading the league in hits with that bat and everybody else using the other. No, you're all over this. The best hitters I knew, from Tony Gwynn to Adrian Gonzalez to the Phil Nevins of the world, they measured these bats are like guitars to musicians. They don't leave their side. You get special ones with certain amounts of grain. So it is crazy that the technology is just now seemingly fitting in, that nobody thought of this before.
And Paul Goldschmidt was one of those guys who got fitted with one of those counterweight bats.
Yeah.
Had his worst year last year, and now he's got the torpedo bat. So it's constantly evolving.